We're live! Welcome, fuck pigs. The Dropshot Call of Duty podcast, episode number, let's see here, what do we got? 545. My name's Casey, aka Razinon. I'm joined by Tanner.
Yeah. Oh,
and we actually got some stuff for you guys today.
24 years? Is that what we're at? Yeah, 24 years, man. The big 25 next year.
Of what?
9/11.
Oh yeah. Today is 9/11. September 11th. And that sucked, I guess, long time ago.
Where were you when those towers fell? That's what I always say. That's what I always ask people.
I was probably in bed. Because it was... Wait, no, was I? No, I don't think I was.
Actually ask, I don't care. No, you would have been up. No, you would have been up. You're getting up. You're getting up.
Well, I was a child, so yeah.
I'm aware. I was the same age as you, so yeah, I'm aware.
Are you figuring that out now?
The first one, no.
Because you made it sound like it was a Saturday afternoon, and I just could have.
No, because I'm saying I know it was a school day, and I remember I woke up and one of them had already been hit. So yes, it one of them happened when you were asleep. Correct.
Okay.
Hope that helps, stupid fuck. Yeah, your hair is long as shit. Jesus. And
yeah.
Your beard. Terrible stuff, man.
Yeah, I know. I need some shaving down. Anyway, yeah, 9/11, never forget. Which is ironic because I did in fact forget.
Yeah.
Tanner just reminded me. But anyway.
Never forgive, never forget.
Never forgive or forget. That's one of my mottos. Welcome to the show. All right, so today, yeah, we do have some stuff to get into, luckily. The original plan was to kind of do like a little Twitter dive on like other content creators and stuff. And I think we might still do that for Sunday, because we're doing another episode Sunday rather than Saturday this week for our next one. But maybe not, we'll see. But in the meantime, there's actually a fair bit of news around BO7 that we're going to talk about today instead. Seems more topical and relevant for today. So that's what we're doing.
Yeah, that ladder and sledgehammer are looking pretty good for BO7, huh? You're excited for that?
Yeah, Tanner was going through his timeline and he saw posts about the ladder and sledgehammer that are coming to Battlefield 6, and he was getting all excited because he thought they were coming to BO7. And I said, "You're a fucking idiot."
Exactly,
and then he was like,
yes.
and then he was like, "Yeah, by the way, I'm gonna get on the internet and tell lies and pretend that it was you that did that when it wasn't.
You
it was
can't make
Tanner.
it up, guys. It was actually really funny. Because he was like, "Oh, this is actually pretty cool. There's a lot to talk about." And then I look at his two latest links he had posted in the notes, tweeted by Charlie Intel, so he doesn't have a fucking clue. He doesn't pay attention. And it was
creative storytelling here.
It was info about Battlefield 6, and that's why he was excited. I'm like, dude, that is not Call of Duty. And he was like, "Oh, yeah, I've been baited." But it was just funny because he was like, "Oh, this is actually cool." It's not Call of Duty. That's why
it was.
Cool.
Yeah,
it was Battlefield.
I should have known for two reasons. Number one,
he literally said out loud, "Oh, this is kind of cool."
Yeah.
Nope, not the game we have a podcast on, buddy.
So for two reasons, I should have known better. The first and foremost is that it sounded kind of cool.
Yeah.
That should have already been an alarm bell. Like, oh, this is not, something's wrong. This isn't coming to BO7 because it sounds kind of fun. And then number two was the sledgehammer destroying walls. Yeah, I should have immediately realized this is not coming to COD. The first thing though was it's like an assault ladder or something. So you like put a ladder down, you can climb on stuff. I was like, oh, maybe, but again, if you think about that at all, that doesn't make sense either. Because we have like the wall jumping now, so they wouldn't put fucking ladders in the same game, but doesn't matter. Anyway, so Tanner's an idiot and fell for that, but that's fine. So yeah, nonetheless, we do have some BO7 things to talk about, I assure you. As far as announcements go, Rylan S, our newest Platinum patron. Welcome, Chief. Patreon.com/Dropshot. Ad-free, early access, and bonus episodes for all of our patrons. And we just did a Q&A for our Platinum and above patrons. That was good, actually. Nice long ep. So if you guys want to go listen to that, you can. And then again, yeah, for our next public ep this week, it will be on Sunday. We're recording Saturday, but we're putting it out Sunday. No big deal on that. That won't continue, by the way. They'll go back to Saturdays when they happen after that. So keep that inside your little minds. But yeah, for this one, it'll be Sunday. Now, before we get into it, I want to tell you guys a story about the absolute state of it. Okay?
Tell us the story, man.
So we're doing our little pre-show thing because we go live for 20 or so minutes before we actually start recording, and watch streams, Call of Duty streams, sometimes. And this time we were watching Neo, FaZe Neo. I don't know if he's on FaZe anymore. I'm Neo, whatever. He's a Call of Duty streamer, and he's good. And he was playing Warzone solos, so not casual, but normal-ass Warzone solos, unranked. Regular Warzone solos. Okay, yep. Cool. Got it. So it's getting near the end game. He has like 18 kills. And then he dies to some guy who like snipes him. And he watches the kill cam, and I'm watching the kill cam, and I have it muted. But then I see it, and I'm like, oh, I think that guy's cheating. And then kind of just keep watching. Neo keeps spectating the guy because it turns out he suspected he was cheating. Tanner looks at it and he's like, oh, this guy's literally level 11. He's absolutely cheating. I didn't notice that. I didn't look at his level. And I was like, oh yeah, he's definitely cheating.
That's a cheater.
So Neo keeps watching for the whole game. Guess who wins the match? That guy. He's blatantly cheating, by the way. It becomes extremely obvious the more you watch him. He wins. And then Neo's like, all right, well, whatever. That's fine. Let's hop back in there. Not a big deal. And Neo is shadow banned. The guy who died to the cheater, right, is shadow banned. Is the cheater, that's level 11, by the way, hitting only headshots, banned? I doubt it.
No, he's probably rage hacking again right now.
Almost certainly. And what appropriate timing to have witnessed that, because we have a Ricochet blog post to get into.
Oh, yes. And
boy, do those fucking matter a lot. Boy, do they matter a lot. So that was one of the funniest things I've seen on Call of Duty, probably all year. I just, you cannot make this shit up. The guy dies to a cheater and then gets action taken upon him in the form of a shadow ban. And you just fucking know the cheater isn't banned. And it was a level 11. Hey, make your algorithm be extra sus of level 11s, right? If a level 11 wins a match of Warzone, perk up your little ears, your little AI ears or something. Like, holy shit, that should raise some red flags, but it doesn't. But Neo's level 1,000, 8 times over, gets shadow banned for the millionth time. One of the biggest creators, not whitelisted. Who knows? Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, it was just really funny. So with that said, let that just set the tone for today, for when we get into this Ricochet blog post that I'm sure will matter. But before that, we have a couple of developer
maybe we should just do that first. Yeah,
chats.
Why don't we just do the blog post first, actually? That would make more sense.
And before the developer chats, we're going to do the blog post on the anti-cheat. Because, we just talked about it. So here we go.
Before we get into this, I just hope they know that cheating is one of the most frustrating experiences in online gaming. So, just keep that in mind.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah. It's got to be one of the most frustrating. So this was posted yesterday, the 10th, and it's called the Ricochet Anti-Cheat Update for Season 5 Reloaded. Now, I want you guys to remember how many of these we've had How many Ricochet blog posts you guys think we've had? I don't know the answer.
7, 8.
Maybe, maybe. Something like that. Maybe. A dozen, I would say. Probably about a dozen. Either
maybe
way.
A baker's dozen.
7 to 13. Yeah, who knows? And not once ever have they mattered, been relevant, or signaled any change whatsoever to the cheating situation. It's never happened once, right? Never before have we gotten a Ricochet anti-cheat blog post, read it, and it be real and true, as in, oh, here are the things we plan on doing. None of it's ever happened before, ever, right? So, now, to be clear, I haven't played in quite a while. So, hey, maybe the cheating situation isn't that bad, but it would be a pretty fucking big coincidence, if that's true, when the first stream and first game I tune into, a level 11 cheater wins the match, right? That would be a big fucking coincidence. So I'm going to go out on a limb. The sturdiest limb in existence, by the way, a redwood-sized limb, and say, I bet the cheating's still really fucking bad and will continue to be after all of the bullshit they're going to tell you here. So let's get into the ways in which Ricochet lies and Activision lies by extension. Here we go. They write a lot of words, which I guess is what a blog post is. It's not a problem. Yeah. Cheating is not a problem that can be solved with one update, detection, or tool. Okay. Hey, is it a problem that can be solved in 4 years, though? That's what I'm wondering. That's about how long Ricochet's been around, for context. It's an evolving fight, and it's one we're committed to staying ahead of. Now, to be fair, and they might talk about it here, to be very fair, they are now requiring secure boot. They're going to talk about it. So we'll just wait till then. Okay. In BO6, we've made real progress. Our latest updates have allowed us to shut down cheat devs faster, quickly act, and keep ranked play leaderboards cleaner. Now, I want you to take a...
That seems to be true, actually. The leaderboards thing, I think they've been purging that more often from what I've heard.
Yeah, okay, cool. But I want you guys to realize what this doesn't say is and keep ranked play cleaner. Because that would be the way better solution than getting fucking rage hacked 70% of your games, but at least the leaderboards get purged when the season's over.
They're banning the top 250 cheaters, and that's it, probably.
And also that, yeah. So like, right, exactly. Who gives a fuck about the leaderboards except for, top 300 players or whatever. Like, so like, we don't really care about the leaderboards being clean. We do. That'd be good. Like, do that. But better yet, don't allow them to be on the leaderboard and require scrubbing. So just keep that in mind. Here's what we cover in this progress report. Okay. Teaming detections show strong results. Mitigations have caught over 55,000 cheaters off guard. What they mean to say, and again, Activision always does this, is mitigations have caught over 55,000 accounts off guard. They have no way of knowing how many people they caught off guard. Because in reality, this is probably 14 guys on a couple thousand accounts each. Because it's trivially easy to do that. However, I don't know what they're doing to detect teaming. I have not heard anything about that lately. So, to be fair to them, this at least seems to be having some impact. So cool. If true, cool. I wouldn't know. In-game noties for limited matchmaking account status are live. That's how we knew Neo was shadow banned instantly, because he queued and it says limited matchmaking in orange letters. So, yeah. So cool. You can tell people that are not cheating that they're shadow banned in game. Secure boot is now required. And we'll get into that. And then details on the anti-cheat roadmap. Okay. So they write a lot of big words that I'm not reading here. Oh, yes, I am. Our fight against cheating and hacking takes multiple forms, including in-game mitigations that are designed to disrupt cheaters in matches. Some players have noticed these tools in action, like weapons disappearing and cars exploding when certain players enter. They then promptly tell on themselves across social media asking, why did this happen? Okay. So again, I don't understand why they do this, because if there's some guy in the match cheating and you've detected that he's cheating so that you can turn on his IED in his car, why not just ban him? Right? Why are we doing this?
At this point, I don't know why we're still doing
bullshit.
That. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I am curious as to why they still do it.
The original reason they had said was that, oh, we want them to stay in the game longer without disrupting other players so that we can collect more data. But like, the fact that you've detected them already implies you don't need more data. Just ban them.
I'm not sure they ever literally said that. I think that's what we and most other people figure is like, oh, they're probably keeping them in the match to obtain data as they go through the match. But I don't know if they ever actually say, like, that might not even be the reason is what I'm getting at. Like, who knows? But I mean, what else would it be, I guess? So
great question.
But yeah, I mean, just ban them.
Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, just ban them. And like, how many people are they banning through social engineering by scrubbing Twitter for people who say, my car randomly blew up?
Yeah,
okay.
Just trying to make a joke. That's not very funny.
Yeah, I hate them a lot. These are our mitigations at work, ramped up and powered by new detection systems that have been extremely effective at disrupting bad actors in real time. Okay. We don't hit every cheater with these mitigations. No shit. Most are banned upon detection. Don't believe that. But in August alone, over 55,000 cheaters, this is what they say, accounts is what they meant to say, were disrupted by our mitigations. By the way, I would be very curious to look at past Ricochet blog posts and the numbers of cheaters they banned in a month as a signal for how many people are playing the game. Because I feel like I remember a 90,000 figure at some point.
Well, this isn't even banned either. This is just saying that we're disrupted by their mitigation. So how many were actually banned? I'm not sure. Yeah. They probably don't even say. Because I was thinking that is a ton. 55,000 accounts in August alone where somebody was disrupted by their little in-game mitigations. That's far too many. That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
So you got to think more than that were banned.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you'd hope. And then here's what they say. We use these mitigations to learn more about player behavior and systems to help identify cheats faster in the future. We begin by nerfing a cheater's ability to do any damage with weapons and vehicles, collect info that helps strengthen our system, and then permanently ban them from our games. So, like, yeah, I don't know. If that's true, I guess that's fine. Because if you can't do damage to other people, fine. But, like, still, I think you just ban them. Because let's say I'm holding a building and I see a team running up and they can't do damage to me. Like, I don't know that. So then what if that forces me out of the building or something, and then I die to some other team that I wouldn't have died to because I wouldn't have been forced to move off the building if those guys that were cheating, that I didn't know were cheating and couldn't do damage to me, were just fucking banned instead. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah.
I wonder how effective it is at them, you know, gathering info to identify cheats faster in the future. Actually, I don't. It's ineffective because cheating's been a disaster for years now. So I don't know, but whatever. Anyway, so yeah, that's why they say they do it. These mitigations are part of our broader strategy that hits cheating at all levels, including modes that cheaters target the most, such as ranked, which often bears the brunt of cheating. Yes. And then they have a little graph here of instances of teaming per day in ranked BR. And it's a graph where the plot So by the way, on the x-axis is the dates. On the y-axis, there isn't a number. There's no
nothing, yeah.
It's just fake. And anyone who's taken a stats
So that instance can
class,
be from 0 to 1.
Exactly. Literally, it can be from 0 to like 50, and then it's like, oh wow, that looks really impressive. Okay.
Yeah,
Anyone
this
who's
is
taken
how
a
they
stats
get
class
people.
knows this is
Because you look at that and you're like, oh wow. Yeah, and they know they purposely don't put that
Of
number
course.
there. They know not to put that number there. Because honestly, like, well, I don't think teaming was probably ever as high as we thought it was. Like, I don't know how often it was actually just happening in normal matches for people, but even if it happened to you, it's really not bad. Like it was every single match for people. So this number probably wasn't nearly as high as you would think it would be. For the number of ranked matches actually played, it was probably a pretty low number overall.
I think,
even though it seemed like it would be much higher.
Well, I think the problem was on console specifically that it was really fucking bad in ranked.
Early on, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so number one, we have no idea what this y-axis number is, which is just inherently misleading. Number two, they say instances of teaming per day. And of course, again, what they mean to say is instances of teaming that we detected per day went down. So like in theory, this could mean they got precipitously worse and worse at detecting people teaming. That's almost certainly not actually what happened, but it could be. I mean, so yeah, anyway. But with that said, again, I haven't seen anyone talking about this on the timeline. Like people, I don't know if that's because streamers stopped playing on console because they couldn't deal with the fucking refresh rate, or if it actually did help their little mitigations. I don't know. But anyway, doesn't seem to be as much of a problem. During Season 5, we announced we'd permabanned accounts where boosting made up the majority of their recent in-game activity and were part of repeated patterns of abuse. And this I hate. They say this all the time where they're like, oh yeah, repeat offenders, got a slap on the wrist or whatever. It's like, dude, if someone's caught teaming literally one time in ranked, permaban them. Like, who's gonna try that once and then not do it anymore? Or, you know what? If you want to be lenient, fine. If you're teaming one time and you get caught, it's like a 1 week ban. And you put them on notice and say, if you do it again, if you cheat in any way again, you're instantly permabanned. That should be as lenient as possible. It shouldn't require the majority of your recent in-game activity being repeated patterns of abuse. That's way too much. Because then the problem isn't even you detecting them. You've detected them. Like, how many people did you detect who teamed, I don't know, 5 times, where the threshold's like 10, and you just didn't ban them, and then they keep teaming, I don't know. I think it's dumb, but whatever. We've also been targeting teaming across ranked in both BO6 and Warzone. Our new process runs continuously with regular leaderboard purges, so players can have confidence in their placements. The number of players in the top 250 has consistently remained under 5% at any given time since we began our weekly purges based on these new detections. And again, 5% of people they've detected teaming were in the top 250. They have no way of knowing the actual number, obviously. So, anyway. And then in-game TPM 2.0 prompts. Some players may still see a message prompting them to enable TPM in BO6 or Warzone after the update. So basically, this is secure boot. I don't really know what secure boot is or what it does, to be super clear. This is a thing you do on consoles. You don't need to do it, but on a PC, AMD or Intel, it's something where you go in your BIOS and then you go to a setting and you turn on secure boot. What exactly does that mean? I don't fucking know. I had never heard of it until the BF6 beta. So I have no idea what it does or what it's intended to do. Because you got to think, if it's in computer's motherboard BIOS, it's there to do other things besides make people not cheat. Like, you know, so I don't know what exactly it does, but one of the benefits of it, and we read a tweet from the anti-cheat guy that we trust, said this is a genuinely big, good step into making an anti-cheat, is requiring secure boot. This guy made it sound like, I don't remember exactly the tweet, but the gist of it was, making people do secure boot to play your game is like step one, and is a very good step because it'll stop a lot of people from cheating. But it requires more on top of that for it to be that on its own isn't going to stop anyone really. But that'll give you the tools to actually have an effective anti-cheat. For example, I'm not virtually certain actually, but I think Valorant requires secure boot.
I'm not sure. I assume they do, but I'm really not sure. But I think basically turning on secure boot gives the Ricochet developers more ability to, I think, add more into their anti-cheat system to prevent people from even being able to launch the game. Because the point of secure boot is something like, so certain software cannot run on your computer, because it's almost like, from what I remember reading, it's almost like malware or certain softwares would essentially like begin running before the Windows boot took place. And it was something like that. So like when you turn on your PC, like a cheat program could start running, but like Windows doesn't detect that it's running. Something along those lines. I'm obviously wrong, but that
makes sense.
That's what it is to prevent certain files from running when they're not supposed to be.
Right. Okay. Yeah, and some people are in chat are saying it makes it more difficult to spoof your hardware ID, which could be related to what Tanner's saying. And that's one of the ways people make 1 million accounts, is they just spoof their MAC address, which I think is your fingerprint for your computer. You just spoof that, and then you can't get hardware banned.
The cheap providers sell 100 of them for like 99 cents or something.
Right. So, so this is what I was saying earlier. This is a genuinely good thing. Again, I don't know what this shit means, but every anti-cheat person or person in the know says this is actually good and will have some impact for cheaters. But or rather, so that's good. That's good, because very, very rarely do you see Ricochet doing something that actually matters. Now, again, this is not the end-all, be-all, and don't expect a good anti-cheat. I very strongly doubt it, but maybe there's some hope, because now they have one of the fundamental steps in place.
Yeah.
Let's see. Are we believing this guy in chat? I don't believe him.
I mean, I don't know. I don't really care.
Yeah, I don't care either, but someone's claiming they cheat and then saying just kidding. And your name is too stupidly spelled. There we go. I don't believe you. Okay. Well, I was going to ban you, but it's making me log in, so you get a reprieve, I guess. Good luck. Anyway, yeah, cheating's cringe. Let's see. So then they talk about what secure boot is, and I am not reading this. Yeah, like some MOBA manufacturers haven't released a firmware update to correct TPM errors yet, so like you guys don't care or know what it means. I don't either. Let's see. I'm doing a little skim here to see if any of this is in layman's term that makes sense. Okay, cheats can sometimes disguise or manipulate what's being reported to the game, effectively tricking the local system, or excuse me, yeah, to the computer, into giving a false all clear. By contrast, remote attestation places the verification step with an external trusted authority, making it exponentially harder for tampered machines to pass as legitimate. Yeah. Okay. By validating integrity outside of the game client, which is what Secure Boot does, we ensure the environment hasn't been tampered with before the gameplay even begins, is what they say. So before the game even starts, when they scan your computer or whatever, they know it's not fucked with because they're requiring Secure Boot to be on. So yeah, that actually makes sense. So this could be something.
Yeah.
This could be something. But to be clear, it isn't. I'm never going to get baited by Ricochet. So like if any other game said we're finally doing Secure Boot for our anti-cheat, I would get excited and say, oh, cool. This feels like a substantial step that'll actually stop cheaters. Or stop a lot more of them than there currently are. If this were any other game, that's what I'd be saying. But this is Call of Duty Warzone. Cheating will not be any better. I don't believe it. I just don't. They could put out a blog post with an ISIS-style execution montage of them breaking down the doors of people who cheat and gunning them down with body cam footage. And I still wouldn't believe cheating's any better. There's nothing they could do that would make me believe they're going to have an effective anti-cheat until I see it, basically.
Yeah.
So, we've been tricked far too many times. So, this is a good sign, but yeah, I'll believe it when I see it. So, and then in-game, it'll tell you if you're shadow banned now. So, that's cool.
Okay.
Not going to read much on that. And by much, I mean anything. When BO7 launches, PC players will be required to enable both Secure Boot and TPM2 to play. I don't know what TPM2 is. I thought that was Secure Boot, whatever. These hardware features will give us a stronger foundation, blah, blah, blah. Ricochet will have some of its systems online during the beta as we test how they perform under live conditions. These tools are designed to identify and remove cheaters faster. We also want to be clear, there's no one and done solution to solving the challenge of cheating. Every major game faces this issue wrong. And cheaters are constantly looking for new ways to exploit systems. Yeah. Yeah, and this is where they try to absolve themselves. Oh, sorry you guys died to cheaters every game, but it happens in every other game too. It's not our fault.
I mean, every game does face this issue. Some games just solve the problem a lot better than you guys do, I guess. I mean, yeah, there are almost as many people trying to cheat in Valorant, but how many actually make it through compared to Call of Duty? Not nearly as many, I'm sure. Or
yeah.
Least, obviously.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, yeah, of course, everyone's going to try to cheat in any game, but...
Yeah.
This is interesting. COD Bug Bounty. As part of a broader Activision-wide initiative, COD runs a bug bounty program. This program gives players and security researchers a way to report back potential vulnerabilities across the entire franchise and help us protect the overall integrity of our game. That's pretty cool. I think most companies do this, though. So they're like, hey, if you can hack our shit, we'll give you money, basically.
This has existed, and I've used this before for something. I used this for something... A bunch of us did in Warzone 2 because there was a bug. I can't think of which one it was, but they were not fucking fixing it. And somebody in the Discord found this link on an Activision website to submit a report. And you choose the game, you choose the platform. It doesn't have to be about cheating. You report the issue, you report how it happened, why you think it happened, and this whole thing. And you submit it. And we did it for something. It might have honestly been how you kept getting insta-downed. Or insta-fold because of the self-revive pistol. Because remember how long that was a bug for, and they just didn't mention anything about it, and you would just randomly full-on die for months and months and months without saying fucking anything?
Yeah,
I think it was that a bunch of us in the Discord went and reported that. So let's be clear, whatever email those reports go to, nobody checks it, but they have it hidden on their website somewhere where you can report something, yes.
Interesting. That's a dog as fuck. It's a dog and a gulp. So anyway, that's it. Yeah. So this one doesn't bug me as much as normal. as it normally does. Thanks in no small part due to the fact that I have not been playing this fuck-ass game. But again, like all of that, and like, oh, look how well we've been doing. Look how many mitigations we have now. And the very first game on stream I see is a blatant cheater who's level 11, who wins the game, and then the legitimate player who's been killed by the cheater gets shadow banned. It's a clown world. The game's a clown world joke fiesta. And I don't have faith Secure Boot's going to do anything because Activision's fucking sucks. So anyway, there will be lots of cheaters, so that's why everyone plays casual. So now, more on casual, maybe. We have some dev talks. And these were 2 little Twitter videos tweeted by 3Arc. And here's the first one. Got questions about Blops 7 movement? Treyarch design director Matt Scrance has answers, plus a hint of what's to come. Let's take a look at what's to come, man. Just a hint, though.
I'm ready when you are.
3, 2, 1, go. Dev talk.
Hey everyone, Matt Scrance here, design director at Treyarch, and today I'm going to answer some of your questions about movement and Black Ops 7 multiplayer. Okay,
cool.
What was the overall philosophy for movement in Black Ops 7?
Nobody asked this question.
So I'd say the overall design philosophy for our core movement in Black Ops 7 was to pull back a little bit based off of where we introduced Omni movement last year. Also, we've removed tack sprint by default. With that, we've increased our base movement speed, but you can take a perk if you still want to tack sprint. So that's kind of the philosophy, is pulling back a little bit, so not everybody's quite as aggro. But if you want to play that way, we've got opportunities through our perk system.
Pause. Okay. So first point here, a question appears on the screen, and then Matt Scrance reads the question and then answers it. And again, just like in the COD podcast, there is no attribution for the question. Because every other time you see Q&As, whether it's Wired or fucking SNL, right? They pull up the question and they read at least show the person's username. It's like, oh, on Twitter at DickandBalls7 asked X. In this and in the COD podcast, no attributions at all. They're just questions. That's it, on a white background. So like Tanner said, and like we said, to be clear, no one asked these questions. This is a big didn't ask. They just are doing a dev talk, and they're styling it like a Q&A where they ask themselves the questions that they want to talk about and then put out the video for the appearance of, we listen to the community, we care about community feedback, which they had the audacity to say recently, etc. No one asked these questions. Matt Scrance asked himself these questions. Unironically, that is what happened. Why else would you not attribute who these questions are coming from? And by the way, they don't even say where the questions came from. They didn't even bother to make up where they came from. Like, oh, we're going to answer some questions from our email or from Twitter or from the forums or from the Discord.
At least they can make up a name. Yeah, they should just make up a name.
Or make up a name. Yeah, lie to me. I'm not going to go check Twitter for DickandBalls7. You could get away with it, but they don't. They have so much, just the audacity to do this. They're just asking themselves questions, and it's fine. Do a dev talk and talk about whatever you want. It's your game. It's your marketing.
Yeah,
that's
just
fine.
don't form it as a Q&A.
Don't lie to us and pretend that you're answering questions from the community, because you're not. These are all fabricated questions. This is what Activision loves to do. Yeah, and I'm not really joking. Like I'm 80% sure, unironically, these questions don't exist. They probably justify it to themselves by saying, well, I'm sure there's someone out there somewhere who's wondering this question, so we'll frame it as a question. Close enough, true enough. That's probably how they justify it. And it's gross because, again, they're trying to give the appearance of engaging with the community at all. They've never done that. So yeah. Anyway, on the movement thing, the one good thing I heard there is he explicitly said, we've increased base movement speed to compensate for taking out tac sprint. That's cool. That's good. I don't know if they've said that yet, but if they have, I didn't notice it at all.
Yeah. I mean, that was like, I don't know, obvious they would do that, but I feel like I knew that, but maybe it was just because I assumed that's how it would work, because it makes the most sense. Like, they're not just going to remove tac sprint, then everyone's just going to run around the map a lot slower. So that's obvious, but yeah, I mean, at least it's officially out, I guess.
Yeah. So anyway, let's get into
Isn't that how that's how slipstream works in BO6, right? You have a slightly faster movement speed.
Right, exactly.
But it's still slower
no
than
tac sprint.
like tac sprint, but you don't have the tac sprint penalty. So yeah.
Right, yeah. Which is better, by the way. I like what they're doing with that. So anyway, you ready?
Yep.
All right, go.
Saw some big movement and jumps in the trailer. What does that mean for gameplay in Black Ops 7?
We saw big movement
so
in
what
the
you saw
trailer.
there specifically was our kinetic jump. That's specific to our co-op campaign. Those are not in Black Ops 7 multiplayer. What we do have in Black Ops 7 multiplayer is a refined Omni movement with the addition of wall jump. Is there wall running in Black Ops 7?
Okay, pause. So yeah, what he's referring to is in the trailer, you did see big movement. By the way, again, who the fuck says that? Only the HR department.
That's big movement.
Oh, we saw some big movement. Who the fuck talks that way? So, yeah, anyway, so it's another fabricated question. And yeah, they took out the big jump, and it's only in whatever campaign. It's not in multiplayer. What else did he say there? Hold on. Said
specifically was jump co-op campaign. The Black Ops 7 multiplayer. What we do have in Black Ops 7 multiplayer, Omni movement of wall. Their wall run.
Okay, sorry. I guess that was it. All right, 104. You ready?
Yep.
Running in Black Ops 7. What about jetpacks? No wall running. We do have wall jump. I can run up to a wall and I can jump off of it. And there's no jetpacks. The technology isn't quite there yet in 2035, and that's where you are in Black Ops 7 multiplayer. Can I
pause? This really pissed me off. I did see a tweet about this where they say, oh, the reason there aren't jetpacks in BO7 is because in our made-up fictional world, there weren't jetpacks yet in 2035. Hey, let's be super fucking clear. There could be. You could easily make up that in 2035 there are jetpacks or proto jetpacks. In other words, if they wanted the game to take place in 2035 in their universe, and they wanted there to be jetpacks in multiplayer, they would make there be jetpacks in multiplayer. You could fucking easily write that in. You could easily make it work in your fictional universe. Easily. So when he says the reason there aren't jetpacks is because the lore prohibits it. This is what they do this is what I get so mad at Activision for all the time. This is one of those snaky, duplicitous things they always do, because the reality is there aren't jetpacks because you don't want them. That's it. That's the only reason.
Yeah.
And then instead of saying the real reason, which is jetpacks enable too large of a skill gap, so we will literally never have them again in a COD game, and I hope that helps, because you guys are too dog shit to use them and you'll get gapped too hard. They make up another reason that on first blush sounds reasonable if you're not paying attention or don't know how snaky this fucking company is. Don't say it's because the lore doesn't allow it. Because again, if they wanted jetpacks in 2035, they could easily make that happen. They could write in a way that happens. Or not. Or just have them. No one would have ever figured it out. Or you could have just said, oh, well, yeah, there were jetpacks in 2065, but there were also some proto jetpacks in 2035. If anyone asked, which no one would. You don't want them in the game. And that's fine. Don't lie to us, though. It's so fucking cringe. I hate them, man.
You're not a fan of that.
They do it all the time. They do this shit all the time where they lie to you without lying to you. And it's so fucking snaky. Because I would love to ask, because if a real person had asked this, if I were in a conversation, I'd say, okay, cool. So the reason they're on jetpacks is because the lore doesn't allow it. Let me ask a follow-up question. Do you want there to be jetpacks in the game? And then he would lie to me and say, yeah, we'd love to, but the lore doesn't allow it. But the real answer is no. Of course not. Obviously. I fucking hate this company. So, anyway.
Yeah. Anyways, ready?
Yeah, go.
Chain wall jumps. Yes, you can. Right now we have it capped at 3 wall jumps. But to be a little more specific, on that second and third jump, you're going to lose a little bit of momentum. So that first one's going to be powerful, and then you'll lose a little bit of momentum on that second and third one. We want to make sure that people honestly aren't ping-ponging around the maps. We do have some really cool opportunities built into our maps, some of which you'll play in the beta. All that said, we're looking forward to getting this out into beta, into your hands, and then hearing your feedback, and then we'll go from there. Our grappling...
Pause. So that last, ignore the last sentence where he said we're going to listen to your feedback and go from there. As we've repeatedly told you guys, probably ad nauseum, but it bears repeating again. They don't listen to feedback. They don't care. And the beta is not a beta. It's a free trial. It's a free trial to sell their game. So when he says, oh, we might change the wall jumping based on feedback. No, they won't. No, they fucking won't. They absolutely, categorically will not. With that said, on this point, it's probably fine. 3 wall jumps seems good. Seems enough. Some would say it seems like a lot, actually. What are your thoughts?
I mean, I just don't even know how often, like how often can you even chain them together? Because that's essentially, does that mean like you're running down a hallway and you can wall jump from one side to the other and then immediately, like, so you jump, wall jump off the right side, and then from there you go straight to a jump onto the left side and then bounce off that one and go back to the right. That's what they're referring to, correct?
And one more bounce.
So then how many instances could that actually happen? Like how many
So you're
scenarios
saying, like,
on
once
these
you
maps
plant your
where,
feet,
where
does
would this
that just
happen?
totally reset? Yeah, that's a good
question.
question.
I'm just wondering because it's not wall running, so you can't chain wall jumps together on the same wall, can you? Because at that point, that would just be wall running, basically.
Oh,
that's what I don't understand what they're saying.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's a good question.
It's not clear. Because if you could just wall jump on a wall and then immediately jump onto the same wall again and then again immediately jump on this, that's fucking wall running. That's just wall running.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
So that's what I don't understand.
Question,
like, does the jump have to be off the wall and onto something else first? I don't know, but...
That is a good question.
The person who asked this question didn't think to ask that, so damn whoever asked this question.
Yeah, shucks. Yeah, shucks.
Nobody fucking knows. So now I've become more confused watching the dev post, so let's keep going.
I honestly didn't even think of that, but yeah, you're right. All right, so 152. Ready? Go.
Grappling hooks in multiplayer. Grappling hooks are not in Core 66 multiplayer. The team has been having a ton of fun with them in our co-op campaign, and we are exploring ways where they may show up in our 20v20 mode skirmish. All right, so no...
Pause. Again, there's no fun allowed. Because remember, there were grappling hooks in 6v6 Treyarch multiplayer Call of Duty in BO4. So, they can do it. They just don't want to.
I mean, we already, half of the things he's
why.
saying, we already knew. They already told us they weren't coming to multiplayer in blog posts. That's what I don't understand why they're even doing this Q&A. We knew the answer to this. We knew it's not coming.
Yeah. We did, unfortunately. But still, just bugs me. But anyway, yeah, whatever. 207, go.
Double jump in midair.
Obviously not.
No double jump.
Shipment
Crash question mark? Wrong studio.
That was a fun game. Right?
Can we get some Black Ops 2 remasters that we've never had before? Yeah, you can. Okay, and that was it for me today, answering some of your...
And that's it. Okay. So yeah, you're kind of right. We didn't learn much there, to be honest. In fact, I don't think we learned anything at all, other than the 3 jumps. I think that was the only real new thing. And yeah, I never thought of that, but like, can you wall jump 3 times in a row on the same wall?
Well, that's, yeah.
Because then you can like climb. You could just get in a 2-story window like easily.
So like all the comments on that tweet were like, yo, like the chaining wall jump sounds so good. Like this is awesome. But either every single person is just assuming they know exactly what that means and maybe they're correct, or just nobody's really thinking about it. Cause I'm just kind of confused by that. Yeah. If you can chain a jump on the same wall, then let's just basically call it wall running. That's what it'll be. So I don't know how that's going to work out.
Yeah, that's a very good question. Cause that's
I assume
huge.
it's not that. So then it goes back to what I originally said. How many instances will the map let you chain wall jumps? If it's going to have to be in a area where almost like you're in a small, narrow alleyway, something like, it's not even going to be that often if it works that way.
And it seems pointless
Nobody
anyway.
fucking knows.
Like if you have to wall jump from
We'll
one
find out at
wall
COD next.
to a different wall, and you can do it 3 times, how often would that even matter?
You're going to screw yourself up too, because then you're going to have to like recenter on your target. You're going to have to face a different direction every time. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
So yeah, if
we'll know in 28 days or something.
So you could do 3 wall jumps before you can't do it anymore. If it has to be a different wall each time, or rather the next wall can't be the same as the current one. I just don't see this being super relevant. Cause like if I'm running down a hallway, why the fuck would I want to wall jump on it? Like in it, that does like what? But if you could do it on the same wall 3 times, then you can just climb shit, which actually could be pretty cool. Cause it'd be dangerous to do, but you could access like a window you wouldn't normally be able to by just kind of like hopping up there off the same wall every time. So yeah, I'm curious what that means, but we don't know yet. Yeah. So anyway, we have one more developer talk.
This will probably actually show us some new things. I think it talks about some maps coming that we don't know about, or we didn't until this.
Okay, cool. Including, they say, Treyarch 3-lane design. Okay, cool. And a DNA emoji. Got it. Map pacing, sizing, and color. Okay. Face-off and gunfight modes. Potential CDL map selections. Hints at future BO2 favorites. And post-launch support and more. I can give you guys the answer on that last one. There's going to be a lot of post-launch support until Season 3. And then it will fall off precipitously. Like it always does. All right, so here we go. Yeah, it's a little longer here. You ready?
Yep.
Go.
That's a dev talk.
I'm Brittany Perella, Senior Producer at Treyarch.
Matt Schrontz, Design Director, back again to answer some of your questions. Let's get right into it.
Will map pacing be different or better than Black Ops 6?
Black Ops 7 is a brand new game, and with that comes brand new maps. We're bringing 18 multiplayer maps at launch
and an evolution of Omni movement. So with that comes a little bit of a change in pace.
It's pre-recorded, that's why.
Course,
that was like a different recording. That was a different recording.
Literally. It's obviously on a different microphone and they pretend it's all smoke and mirrors, man. The whole fucking thing. Anyway, I couldn't even, I couldn't focus. So
would be different or better than Black Ops 6?
Black Ops 7 is a brand new game, and with that comes brand new maps. We're bringing 18 multiplayer maps at launch
and an evolution of Omni movement. So with that comes a little bit of a change in pace. 24. And of course, our maps have accounted for that.
We wanted to make sure we were giving players a chance to catch their breath before they jump right into the next engagement.
More 3-lane maps, please.
Oh, we got you. All of our maps we design from the start with 3 lanes in mind, and then sometimes we'll break those rules if we think there's something really fun or unique. We're definitely focusing on path clarity and really just getting back to the fundamentals of that Treyarch design style. Can we get more colorful maps like we used to back in the day?
The white.
Yes, we can. I think we've seen some of that through the direct and some of the map videos that we've put out. Maps like Homestead and looking up and seeing the Aurora Borealis up in the sky is really awesome in Black Ops 7.
Are face-off and gunfight coming back?
They never went away for us, so sure, they are coming back. We're trying to make sure that some of those maps that maybe just worked specifically for a gunfight or a face-off in the past, we want to really try to make sure that those maps can serve more purposes.
Yeah, some of our first face-off maps in Cold War, like Diesel, were tailored for Core 6v6 gunfight and face-off. Similar to what we've seen in Black Ops 6 with Nomad, those maps that can be played for multiple modes as well, has gotten a lot of success. So we're trying to really bring those same principles to these designs.
Are we getting more medium-sized maps?
Yeah, so we're going to have more medium or standard size 6v6 maps at launch.
Some of the learnings that we took from Black Ops 6 and applied to Black Ops 7 was looking
they're gonna have
at
maps.
the size
That's what I've
of our
gotten
maps
so far
in general.
in these 2 minutes.
So in Black Ops
Maps
7,
will
we'll have
exist.
fewer tiny maps and fewer larger maps. How many small maps at launch?
Okay.
So you've got 4 maps that are specifically designed for both face-off, gunfight, and core 6v6 modes. So we're really focusing on making sure those are intentional for launch.
Yep. And one of my personal favorites, Blackheart, you'll be able to play in the beta coming up soon.
Are we getting more Black Ops 2 remasters?
We are going to get some more Black Ops 2 remasters. I don't want to give away too many spoilers, but I have been reading the replies, and some of you have guessed correctly.
Oh, wow.
Will there be Black Ops 2 competitive maps for
so
CDL?
obviously some of them guessed correctly.
So we've already
That
seen
bothered
Raid
me.
and Express, and we are expecting to have some more coming out post-launch.
Yep. Well, it's always a conversation with our
Raid's a
partners at
shit map,
CDL
by
on
the
what
way, as a
maps are going to
reminder.
end up being in the pool.
Terrible map.
We would absolutely love to see some of those Black Ops 2 remasters, and I will say that one of the ones that is coming back for the first time since Black Ops 2 was a competitive map in Black Ops 2. It was played in Search and Destroy, and
Yeah,
I'll leave
that's
you
Yemen.
with that little teaser.
Which is a great
One
map.
of my favorites will have you thinking you're the best in the game. Doors, question mark.
In Black Ops 7 multiplayer, there are no manual doors. We do have some automatic doors, just like we did in Black Ops 2. Shout out Drone, if you remember that, bit of a deep cut. Or at the start of development, our goal was to drastically reduce the number of manual doors we had in our maps. About halfway through, we did a door count, and I think we had about 6.
6 or 7. Yeah.
6 doors. So then we had a door meeting. And we said, look, behind closed doors. And then I kicked the door down, and I said, let's delete all of these doors.
Great work, Matt Strong.
No manual doors in Black Ops 7 multiplayer. What can we expect for post-launch support?
Well, players usually want maps, so I'm told.
Yep, I want maps.
And of course, we've got a lot of new maps coming up.
In addition to maps, of course, we're going to have a ton of content throughout post-launch. One of my favorite weapons is going to be coming up very shortly. I think it is one that our fans will go ballistic for.
Interesting.
It's been really fun answering your questions about multiplayer maps, and we're super excited for you to play them.
We are listening, so keep the questions coming.
Terrible stuff. Okay. So,
yeah, we're listening, by the way.
So I just want to remind you guys, because everybody comments on these, like big streamers and stuff, like, this is fantastic, more of these, more of these. It's a blog post. They're just reading it. So again,
I would much prefer a blog post, actually.
This actually kind of makes me mad because people are giving them more credit for this than they deserve. It's a fucking blog post. I don't know where I was talking. I think I was just talking about this with you, maybe. But I was like, dude, this is not a dev talk. A dev talk is Nick Jean going live on Twitch, the creator of Escape from Tarkov, showing things off, literally answering random ass questions from chat, like, will there be sex in Tarkov? And him answering that question live on the episode. That's a dev talk. A lot of dev studios actually do that. This is a blog post that they spoke about. So don't give them any more credit than a blog post for this, honestly.
It's a worse blog post,
They don't deserve
actually.
it, of course, and so stop giving them credit for something they don't deserve.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's it would be cool if we actually saw like a real dev talk from COD developers, where they just get up there like live on Twitch and literally just answer random questions. That would be cool, but we won't ever get that, unfortunately.
Yeah, not even close. Yeah, you were telling me that, and that is true. Also, Hell Let Loose did that. They went live on Twitch talking about their next game, Hell Let Loose Vietnam. And they were just talking to chat.
They do dev talks, I think, almost once a month, and they talk about what they're working on right now. They show off teasers. They say, we're doing this, we're doing that. So, yeah. I mean, obviously, those are both much, 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 much smaller studios. And I think Call of Duty has too much to risk by doing something like that. You know, like one dev says something wrong and the whole fucking studio's canceled or something. I don't know. But
yeah, it's too big.
Yeah, this isn't a dev talk. So for all the people, you know, responding to these and they're like, more of these, please. This is great. Just stop. They spoke about a blog post. Thanks.
I want fewer of them, unironically. It's just harder to follow than a blog post. Yeah, I would love if this were a blog post instead, because then it's all written down and you can just read it, right? And reference back and keyword search. Yeah, it's unironically, it was just a glorified blog post without the blog post part of it. Like, at least give me a transcript. But they didn't do that. Yeah. Yeah, so like looking back through all those questions, I mean, none of that really mattered. Okay, we're getting some BO2 remasters, cool. They're gonna have fewer extremely sized maps. That's kind of interesting, depending on what they mean. Because they were like, in BO6, we had some really tiny maps, and we had some really big maps. And we're gonna kind of normalize more in BO7, so we're gonna have fewer tiny maps, or not as tiny of maps. I think they meant the former. And then fewer really big maps. So that a lot of them are going to be more medium sized. Now, again, I'm curious what they mean by medium sized. Because are there really that many tiny maps in BO6s? Like, obviously the face-off maps are really small.
Yeah.
But like for core 6s, what's a tiny map? They were like smaller, but I liked that, you know? I think a lot of people like the tiny maps. And I wonder if they saw the feedback on their maps in BO6 that they're horrid, and said, oh, it's probably because a lot of them were too small or too big. But the reality is, not because it's too small, it's because it's shit, actually. And I hope that helps. Size wasn't the issue. The shit map was the issue, right? That was probably, I'm sure, a lot of it. I don't know. But again, it depends what they mean by medium, whether that's a good thing or not. Because if we mean medium like firing range size, cool. I'll take that. If we mean medium like raid sized, ew, that's way too big. That map's way too fucking big. Period. And you could call both of those medium. So, very curious what that'll entail. And I guess we'll find out, obviously. But another thing is, too, there's wall jumping now, and the maps are designed around that. I wonder how much more space you want or need to have a wall jumping map. Because, like, you know, imagine you want to make a really small map, or like a smaller map, but you have to have some wall jumping in it. Does that make it a little bigger? Like, I think it might. I don't think it's a big deal necessarily, but to enable wall jumping to be a relevant feature in every map, which you know they're going to want to do, they're probably going to have to make what would otherwise be quite small maps into just like normal small maps. Which again, not the end of the world, but like it will, I think, change the size, and I think it'll just make everything a little bigger than it needs to be, or than it otherwise would be. But I don't know.
Yeah, that might be true. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess there were a lot of small, annoying maps in that game, so it's good they're addressing that stuff. I don't know. I feel like all of them on launch were really tiny. I feel like every map I stopped playing the game after 14 days, but every map at that point was just so small, it felt like.
We were also playing a lot of Face Off.
Yeah, I guess that's it. Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Raid is much bigger, Jake. Yeah, obviously. Stupid fuck. So anyway, yeah, I don't know. And then that was it. Yeah, you're right. Like, there was nothing else in that blog post. Like, oh, automatic doors, don't give a fuck. Like, I don't care what the CDL rotation is going to be. Super ultra don't care. I'm just very curious to actually play the beta. So anyway, other than that, we have, I think, maybe a couple other things here. A lot of this was already covered in the blog post, or excuse me, dev talks.
I know. I was wondering why you're calling it that, if you meant to call it that.
Yeah, I didn't actually. But some of it probably wasn't. So here we go.
Wait, what map are you saying raid is bigger than? What did you say?
Firing range. It's a lot bigger than firing range. It's much bigger than firing range. Go look it up.
It's bigger, but I don't think it's that much bigger. It seems like it would be bigger, though. When you think about it, the edges of firing range, they actually go out far. There's just not a lot of action there. I mean, it's the same thing with raid, but Yeah.
Okay.
Huh.
We'll look into it. Jakin, you're retarded, so hope that
it's
helps.
not like obviously that much bigger like you're making it sound though.
It's not double the size. It's no Grozno Raid, but it's considerably bigger.
Grozno Raid is fucking 4
times the size. Here's what I'm saying. Here's what I'm saying. I would call Firing Range a medium-sized map. I would call Raid at the smallest. I would call it medium plus at the fucking smallest. I would personally call it a big map. Raid's a large map. You could never say that about Firing Range. You could say it about Raid. That's how much bigger it is.
I think the reason you can't say that about Firing Range is because the mid is so open, whereas Raid doesn't have that large middle opening, so it makes it kind of feel more cut off, I guess. But I don't know, size-wise, I really don't think it's that much bigger at all. They're pretty similar. Firing Range plays much better though, because it's a better map, and
that's also.
I think it's because you can see from one side of mid to the other, basically. When you look through that like angle,
right,
from where the teams spawn, you can see all the way through. Where on Raid you can't do any of that, so it kind of gives it the feeling that it's larger. There are more walls up.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Now I'm getting bugged. So let's see here.
I mean, how are you gonna find info on this? Does Call of Duty fucking post the exact
we
side?
can't. But
you don't find the answer.
We can't. But I want to just look at the. I want to look at something. Let's see. Firing Range TAC map. Would it be? Okay. All right. So here's. Okay. Well, here's something. And then let's see if this website also has Raid. Okay. Raid. Here we go. Raid. Oh, this isn't actually very helpful at all. Because one of the... God damn it, dude. Yeah, nothing makes sense. Anyway, whatever. Here's what I was going to show you
Firing Range is
guys.
classified as a small medium map according to the Call of Duty wiki, and Raid is classified as medium.
Okay. Interesting. I could see that, I guess. If you're going to... One is a different size category than the other, is my big point.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call... And Jake... Raid is not a large map compared to many of the maps over the years. That's clearly true, because many of the maps that we've bitched about for years have been fucking enormous, entirely too big. That has been one of my principal complaints about many of the multiplayer maps since we started this podcast. Yes, you're correct. Raid is smaller than a lot of the fucking monstrosities that we've gotten. Doesn't make Raid a good enough size, though. That's the problem. Grozno Raid existing doesn't shrink the size of Raid, right? Raid stays the same size, actually, when Grozno Raid gets added to the map pool. Doesn't it? Yes, is the answer. So Raid is still too big, even though Grozno Raid's 8,000 times as big as Raid, because it's the most shit map that's ever been put in any piece of fictional work ever. Anyway, here's a TAC map of Raid, and it's much smaller than the Firing Range TAC map, because the same website decided to zoom in way more on one than the other. But anyway, it's way bigger, yeah, and I hope that helps. So I don't know if you could find objective numbers. I would be very curious, but regardless, the point is, Raid is not a good map. So whether it's tiny or fucking enormous,
that's really the thing that matters. It's not a good map at all. It's very overrated. Where did we put it when we did our map rankings a long time ago? I wonder. I mean, we didn't even have it in like our top 15 or 20. I don't think.
Not even close to mine. Yeah, no, not even
probably
close.
At bottom 10 actually.
I don't know about that. There have been some really bad maps. It's mid. It's like exactly mid. It's like it would be an unremarkable, forgettable map to me if it weren't constantly talked about. It would have just fallen into the recesses of my mind like any other maps that I can't remember because they're fine. They're like mid. That's what Raid is. Like, it's not terrible, but it's not good. Like, it's not nearly as good as people say it is at all. There are so many better maps. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, a couple random things. These are in no particular order, really. Some of them will be about BO6, some about BO7. Warzone ranked update. Activision says they'll start to award SR back to players who lost games because of cheaters over the last 2 weeks. And then COD Updates had said, we pushed an update that includes retroactive, and I said that, fine, SR adjustments to reverse the impact of cheaters in ranked play. When a ranked cheater is banned, anyone they've recently eliminated will receive an SR refund for those matches. To start, we'll examine the last 2 weeks, but we'll continue to monitor if this timing needs to be adjusted. Players who we detect playing with cheaters may have SR for those wins taken away. So why does this bother you? Lots of reasons, you asked. First of all,
I didn't realize it would.
Yeah, I just wanted to get ahead of that.
Okay.
They say here, when a ranked play cheater is banned, anyone they've killed will get a refund for those matches, and we're starting with the last 2 weeks of matches. So what does that imply? That it takes about 2 weeks for them to ban someone rage hacking in ranked play. Number one. Remember when they had said they want their time to action to be like 20 minutes or something? What absurd claim? Do you remember this, Tanner? They made this claim in like I think it was before BO6 came out. There was a Ricochet blog post and they said, oh, our time to action goal is like 30 seconds or something absurd.
Yeah.
And we laughed at them the first hour. Got it. We laughed at them for how absurd that is because of course they'll never accomplish that.
Yeah.
Fast forward to after that blog post, lots of time after that blog post, they're expecting about 2 weeks is how long a cheater will be running rampant. Okay, so cool anti-cheat program. If 2 weeks, by the way, if that. So anyway. And also players who we detect playing with cheaters may have their SR for those wins taken away. Okay. Well, I was gonna say you should all.
Well, they say
ban them
because
too, but
if you random fill and play with cheaters, obviously,
no, I
if
know
you don't know your SR shouldn't be taken away.
Yeah, I agree. I was originally gonna say you should probably fucking ban these people, but there are retards who will play with people who are cheating and genuinely not know it. So I guess that's fine actually. So that doesn't bug me anymore on reflection. But the first thing does, because yeah, it implies it takes them about 2 weeks. Anyway, this is a good change though. I would have unironically been top 50 if this were in place when I was getting my ass reamed by TTV Moon in the last time I played ranked. Which was what, season 5, I think, of MW3. Unironically lost thousands of SR. To him thousands. And others, but mostly him. Boy, would a refund have been fucking goated. But
you would have been top 10, man.
Top 10 in the world, yeah. Anyway.
That's top 10.
So yeah, we already covered this. Let's see. And this pissed me off, yeah. So yeah.
Oh, the jetpacks, yeah. Yeah, what do the comments say on
Top
this?
reply, me seeing Treyarch care about realism in this way, but also seeing Beavis and Butthead. Yeah, I mean, obviously.
What role did Beavis and Butthead play in the Cold War?
Right, yeah. Really good stuff. Yeah.
Yes, now they want to stick
fake.
to the story. This franchise is a joke. That's from MAGA Maverick. Got it. Master's degree in pissing off the left. Got it. Twitter is wild, man. Just wild. Jesus. A master's degree in pissing off the left. That is funny. Thank God.
Great stuff. So anyway, yeah, that just pissed me off, but yeah, there you go. Okay, so here's a look at one of the maps. I think they showed this in that video, but I kind of want to take a closer look. This is Blackheart. So just looking at some of this here. So I'm immediately seeing water, but it looks like it might not be playable. I actually can't really tell. Probably is, actually, for a little bit. I kind of hate this area, like the first screenshot. This doesn't look like it would play well at all. Like, I don't know. You have to see the map in its entirety, but You know, if someone's just like up here, just holding the fuck out of you. I don't know. But anyway, here's the next little screen grab here. I guess we'll go back. You're not really seeing much here, but again, more water. It's like a boat, so there's lots of water. It looks, okay. I mean, fine, I guess. I wonder what's going on down there. There's some obvious wall jump shit right here. That's why that little box is there. And then this is kind of cool. Reminds me of the map Guardian from Halo 3. At the bottom of it, toward mid, where you could get the gravity hammer. This very much reminds me of that. Real ones will know exactly what I'm talking about. This is sort of like that, kind of. Not really. And this room looks, again, kind of fine. You know what else it kind of reminds me of? Ah, fuck, what was the map? Is mid of a BO4 map. It was a good map, too. I never remembered the name of it, though. I want to say it was like... It's not Spire. I think it started with an S, maybe? It doesn't matter. It was a pretty good size map, too, but this kind of reminds me of it.
The map where you could fall off the sides? Like
yes, yeah.
Up? Yep. Yeah, that was a good map. And
that was a good map,
exactly
right?
What I thought of, and I can't think of what it was called. That's where one of those really famous CDL clips came from, of like Scump or somebody like 1v2ing and shitting on a team and winning the championship. Frequency?
Yes.
That doesn't sound right, but let's see.
I don't know.
Yes, Frequency, that's it.
Is Frequency?
Yep, Frequency is exactly what I was thinking too.
That was a good ass map.
That was a good map.
It kind of reminds me of that, sort of. But this doesn't look as good as Frequency, so we'll see.
Aren't there dedicated walls you can jump off of? Is Jake kind of talking about the ones like in the middle that they have like arrows on or something?
I don't think there are dedicated walls.
Well, I think he's talking about like if you still have the video up, like pause at 4 seconds where it's showing that, where you can jump on that to get across
that box, right? Yeah.
I mean, that's obviously dedicated to wall jumping, I guess, but
it was placed there
you can
for
still
the purpose
jump
of
on
wall
any
jumping.
walls, right?
Yes,
so does Jake think you can't just jump off any wall? That would be insane if true, but
that's not true. There's no way that's true. That would have been out. That would have come out by now, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's no way we missed that. I think you're mixing up Portal, another fuck-ass game, with BO7, which is a fair thing to mix up because they're both fuck-ass games. But I don't think you have to have, like, a dedicated wall to wall jump.
I swear that's what they said.
There are things that are like this box literally was only put there because wall jumping.
Yeah, I think that's what they mean, Jake. I think that's what you're thinking of. Is like obviously there's no other that would have no use if wall jumping isn't in the game. So I guess they're saying that's a dedicated wall for wall jumping. That right. You know, kind of.
Also, Jake, how would there be wall jumping in Warzone if it was only on dedicated walls? It wouldn't. It just doesn't make sense. So yeah. Pretty sure you're wrong on that. I hope you're wrong on that. I'm certain you are, actually. I don't know why I'm hoping. But that's fine. So anyways, 8 seconds here. You have a little vent that you can get in. I fucking hate that COD maps do this. These fucking vents that little rats with shotguns can just hide in. They love doing this. They did it at Stadium, actually. There are these little gay vents that people put prox mines and shotguns in their bodies behind the shotguns, actually. And on fucking BO6, one of the face-off maps has the little vents. It's not fun. Like, this is bad for gameplay, actually. Make a different route. Like, holy shit. Anyway, whatever. Besides that, this doesn't look particularly fun to fight at either. And then moving on from that, another screenshot. This looks okay, this area. Honestly, this map looks bad. I'm gonna say it. It doesn't look good. This map looks like it'll be mid at best, to be honest. None of these screen grabs strike me as like, oh, it'd be fun to fight here. Like, this doesn't look very fun to fight at all, actually. This This looks okay on the little boat thing where the jump pad thing is. This looks like a decent area to fight, not great. Mid looks like maybe it's okay. This is missing a lot of context. This area doesn't look fun to fight in at all. I hate it, actually. And either make this box bigger or move it. Whatever. And then this area looks like...
Bro's a map designer.
Maybe okay. Yeah, I am a map designer, yeah. I don't know.
It seems fine.
Nah. It doesn't seem fine. Good to me. I don't know. It's obviously too early to tell. Like, this could be a terrible or fantastic map, actually, once you play it. Because a couple screenshots doesn't tell the whole story. Especially with, like, maybe wall jumping makes all of this make sense. I don't know. It's too early to tell. But if I had to guess, it will be mid at best. Mid at best. So, yeah. I would assume wall jumping is coming to Warzone. It's actually not confirmed, I don't think, so I don't know for sure, but it'd be... I mean, Omni movement came to Warzone, right? Be pretty insane
to not bring wall jumping will be in Warzone, I think, yeah. I think it'll be
almost no way it wouldn't be, yeah.
On larger maps, it's just not going to be used as often as multiplayer, I would guess. On Rebirth, or the smaller maps, it could be kind of crazy. Imagine Vondel with Omni movement plus the addition of wall jumping, where you can chain wall jumps together, 3 of them, but by the second and third, they lose their momentum.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
That'd be kind of wild.
Yeah.
I assume it's coming. Wall jumping will be coming to Warzone, but we'll find out.
Yeah. Another thing here, BO7 will have the ability to enable health bars over players, similar to Cold War. Here you can see a Cold War screenshot. This was in BO4 as well. So first of all, the fact that this will be possible means it's mandatory. Number one. So like, if you can turn on health bars, you should, because it's giving you, it's giving you more information. So having it off just means other people have more info than you. So like, oh, this guy's one shot, I'm going to chase, or like, oh, he just stimmed, he's full health again, I'm not going to, or whatever. So it's mandatory. That's fine. Other than that, I'm actually not totally sure how I feel about this. I feel like it's pretty fucking strong because it's a lot of info, but everyone's going to have the info. It doesn't require a perk. It doesn't require a random loot
and
find.
Just turn it off if you don't want it. Yeah, I mean,
and that's what retards will say, right? Exactly.
Just simply
yeah.
Turn it off. And a lot of people will, because they'll think. I mean, yeah, a lot of people just will. I think it's perfect. Fuck, I love health bars.
I think overall it's probably good. Another thing that's really good about it too is that if the visibility wasn't going to be good, which maybe it won't be, it won't matter if there are health bars, like, at all. In fact, in Cold War, early on, the meta was to run the flashlight on your guns so that health bars would appear more or always or something, so that you could see people in the bushes on the one map. That was actually a good map besides those bushes. But like, you had to run a flashlight or you just wouldn't see people in those bushes because it gave them a health bar. So it's really great for visibility too. So I think this is, fine. I think this is cool. Yeah. It is nice having that info.
Health bars. This is huge for me.
The
only thing is, it was nice in like Cold War and BO4 because the time to kill was slower. Now the time to kill is faster though, so I'm not sure. You know, I think they're going to feel a little bit less useful, but in those games, it was very important.
You can always jump off of everything, Jake, and I hope that helps. You can do that right now, actually.
Okay, stupid fuck.
He's so mad.
You're an idiot. Yeah. Scroncia.
Fuck. What was I gonna say? Oh, they said the time. I don't know if it's in here, but they had also said the time to kill is similar to BO6. So
it's the same, yeah. Unfortunately, which is a little too fast, but.
Well, BO6 multi, I think it's. I don't remember actually. It's been a long time.
We all thought it was a little too fast. Totally playable, but it was a little too fast.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Which is different than Warzone, which is way too fast now. Yeah.
And then it would feel way too fast at times because you have the Treyarch servers dying around corners because it's a Treyarch video game. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Yep. But I like this feature a lot. I love health bars, and I'm glad they're coming back.
Yeah. Yep.
Big health bar guy.
Another thing, just to reiterate, Yemen is going to be one of the BO2 remastered maps.
I remember this map well.
I actually do remember this map. I liked it, but it's been fucking actually a decade plus since I've even thought about Yemen. So I don't know. I don't know if it'll play well these days. I'm also not going to fall for the bait of like super old maps getting remastered that I remembered being good again, because I remembered Favela being like an 8 or 9 out of 10 map. And then we got Favela in MW 3 remastered, same map, same size, same everything, basically. But whatever, 12 years later with full FOV, it felt foreign. Like it felt like a completely different map. It was unrecognizable, actually, honestly. So like, you know, I don't know what Yemen will play like or feel like. Plus, there are going to be a bunch of new mechanics, obviously. So I don't know.
I vaguely remember this map. Yeah. But okay, that's cool. I mean, at least it's a map that like hasn't been remastered a million times. That's
exactly.
Cool. I like that.
Yeah, I'll take it.
I mean, it's basically a new map, so it's been what, 11, 12 years or something. So that's cool. I like that.
Yeah. Let's see. And then here it is. BO7 multiplayer TTK will be similar to BO6. And then that's it. Yeah. So yeah, that's about it. So, you know, I mean, so what happened this week, really? The Ricochet blog post, okay. And then some blog posts that they put in a video format. It's still hilarious, by the way, in that dev talk, the second one. They just put Matt Scrons on a different mic. Like, all of a sudden, he's not in that room anymore. That's just so fucking insane to me. It's just, there's nothing wrong with it, really. It's just really funny. It's all smoke and mirrors, like I said. And then the BO7 stuff. I mean, we didn't learn that much, honestly. It's a lot of hubbub about things we kind of already knew. The new info is what? Yemen remastered. Okay. I mean, cool, I guess, but like not a big deal. The biggest thing was the triple wall jump. And even that I'm not sure on. Because yeah, can you wall jump on the same thing thrice? You know what I want to do? If I can find it. I think we can figure this out. If we go to Call of Duty Twitter and we look for that little video they had of the wall jumping, we can look at it and see if it looks like it's possible to just stay on the same plane or not. I think this is like the cinematic trailer. Yeah, this isn't it.
To the world.
Okay.
That's a cinematic as fuck trailer.
Bear with me for a second here. I'm trying to find...
Shit's a movie.
That's just a Call of Duty repost. Surely they tweeted this, right? That video?
Nobody knows.
I mean, they had to have tweeted it. God, they yap a lot. Let's see. Okay. Their care packages. That's the reputation laundering. I might never find it. That's the reality of the situation, so... I'm scrolling as fuck still. I don't know if I'd even recognize it right away anyway. So, that's not it. That's not it. Is this it? This might be it. Or it might be,
even if they only
show it. Little 30-second clip here. I have it muted, but I'm playing it. Okay, no, they just showed gameplay in the first 1 millisecond to bait me. Cool. Let's see.
Cool. Thanks, man. Somebody in chat just linked the video for him because this is a disaster.
Or you can find it, stupid fuck.
No, I'd rather see you just suffer and have to watch every one of these COD videos. Oh no.
Where the fuck was it? It's gonna bug me a lot if it was never on Twitter at all. And it was like only on YouTube or something, but surely they'd put it on Twitter. August 5th. It wasn't this long ago, I don't think. So yeah, I don't know, man. Whatever. Anyway. So yeah, regardless, the big thing is, can you wall jump on the same wall? Lots. That's the question. But from what I remember of the gameplay, whatever teaser, it didn't really look like you can. Like, it did look like the momentum was more off the wall than up it. But also, that could be movement based, or input based rather. So like if you're holding, you know, left and you jump off a wall on your right, yeah, you'll go left, obviously. But like it could be the case that if you're holding up or right on a right-sided wall, that you would in fact be able to wall jump off the same wall twice. So I found the video here.
Good work, man. Oh, you go up. You get kind of up.
Well, yeah, let's take a look here. Where is it? Do you have a timestamp? It's like right away, isn't
I'm
it?
at like 9:15. That's what I'm watching. I'm watching that.
Oh, wow.
Channel. You go fucking.
Oh, yeah, next
up,
level
man.
Omni movement. Here we go. Okay.
And then after it shows another little clip.
Yeah, let me... Okay, so, yeah, actually, the second... Yeah, let me look at the first one again. I want to see if there's a difference. It does look like it's input-based. So in the first wall jump off the box, right? He goes very left. But then in the second wall jump, he goes pretty straight. So I think the direction of the wall jump, this actually kind of should have been obvious, is going to depend on where your stick is.
Yeah.
And like in this second jump, if this wall was tall or long enough, it seems like he would be able to just jump it again, to be honest. But the thing is, they probably...
Oh, I don't think so, yeah. That's that map, by the way, that they're showing there.
Yeah, Blackheart. The thing is, they're not going to design the multiplayer maps for people, for that to be like relevant. You know?
Yeah.
So like, even if you can, I don't think it's going to actually matter that much for multiplayer. But what I'm thinking of is Warzone, because I do think it will come to Warzone. We don't have confirmation, so maybe it wouldn't. And again, maybe Warzone will be shot and killed before an integration happens. That's unironically entirely possible, in which case it's a moot point. But assuming it does come to Warzone, then it will matter if you can wall jump on the same thing 3 times or not. Because that'll go from being like quite irrelevant in Warzone to very relevant. And that would be interesting. So for me, that's the big thing. I like how they don't show people wall jumping 3 times, by the way. Or even twice. They're just showing singular little jumps. Bugs me.
Yeah, I'm getting worried. I'm kind of starting to think Jake might be onto something here, man. I'm starting to almost think that you can't just jump off of literally anything that's next to you and is considered a wall. Like, so go to 9:17.
Yeah, I'm seeing the metal plating or whatever.
Go past that. Go to 9:19 when he hits the wall and he starts looking towards that door. So almost 9:20. Okay.
Okay.
So look at to the right, like that wall. There's a bunch of shit on it. So it's like obviously there's just nothing you can wall jump off of, right?
I think you could make it on the logo, like above the little...
See, it almost feels like they're putting shit on the wall on purpose, so it's not a place where you can wall jump.
Maybe that's too not high enough.
Okay, then
they're gonna do that.
Area.
They're gonna do that. They're gonna like make it so a wall has shit on it so you can't wall jump it. But it's not because it's not like Portal, I don't think, where some walls it's literally impossible. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Here's what I think this is why you're thinking that. If you go to like 9:16, if you look at the box and then the thing on the right, the like horizontal thing, they both have like this same pattern on it. And those are the 2 things that are wall jumped in these clips, right?
Yeah, they're like
so
tiles.
You're thinking,
yeah, it's got tiles.
Yeah. So you're thinking, okay, well, the only way you can wall jump is because of these whatever tiles. But when we saw this same box and this same wall in the dev talk, when they were doing, or the other video, where they were, yeah, it was part of the dev talk, those weren't there. It was just white, like this. So, like, I don't know. I would be fucking amazed if it was like designated walls, to be honest. Well, it'll be designated in design, but not like literally impossible, I don't think.
Well, yeah, but that ends up being the same thing because they basically just create a bunch of walls on purpose that you can't jump off of. So like even at 917, before he jumps there, okay? Before he jumps to that middle thing, on the left there and behind that middle structure, those are also walls that you can jump. So that's kind of, I think, showing an area where you'd be able to chain a jump. So you can probably jump off that middle thing, and then from there, jump to that left wall that has those same tiles and it has arrows.
Yeah.
Because why else would you ever jump off of that wall? So that's how wall chaining will work, is you can just bounce off that one and then go back to the other one, I would assume. Because when would you ever be able to hit that wall at that angle? It's not possible, basically.
Right.
But then another clip, I think it was after this. Okay. So then when you go to, if you go to like 922 and pause it, on that right wall there, it doesn't have arrows, but it has that same tile again. So that's, I think, showing that's a jumpable wall. But it would really lead to nowhere. It's just a wall you'd be able to jump off of. And then I think a bunch of these other walls you just won't be able to. Maybe even if they don't have shit on them.
Okay, so I go to 926.
Okay, hold on. Yep.
Okay, you see like the staircase and the railing on the right? Or like straight in front of you? You don't think you'll be able to wall jump on this, is what you're saying?
I don't know. I'm not sure. But so then go to the next clip too. So then 927, we're on that map.
Okay.
Can you wall jump off of the side of these rocks?
On those,
that kind of create
the
walls?
Rocks?
Yeah,
the rocks,
so there's all sorts
no.
of shit like that. And then even like the side of the cabin.
Walls.
Well, like the side of the cabin, that's technically a wall. Are you going to be able to jump off that surface? I kind of doubt it.
I think you will, yeah.
Yeah, I kind of think you can't. I don't know. I think Jake's onto something here. I think the game's going to be fuck ass.
It actually will matter though, because... So number one, can you jump off of this log cabin wall is one good question. I think definitely yes, but maybe not. It's possible you can't.
I'm thinking an absolutely no, yeah.
But if you can, you could just jump right onto that roof, which would be cool. You don't need to wall jump twice to get on the roof, so what I was going to say wasn't going to matter. So you think that roof is just like inaccessible? Or you'd have to go from the rock on the right, maybe? I would be really fucking surprised if you can't wall jump that cabin. I think anything that you would call a wall, basically, it'll be possible. Oh man. Again, if this were any other publisher, I would say, surely, if it was only designated walls, they would have said that. But you're right. This is Activision. So it's entirely possible there are only designated walls you could jump, and they haven't bothered to mention it. It's possible. I don't see it, though.
I think that's going to be how it works. Yeah, I think that is.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay. Well, we'll see at COD next, but I think Jake's right. Now that we watch a lot more gameplay on this, I don't know. They try to make it very obvious the walls you can jump off. That's what it seems like to me. Very, very, very obvious.
I want to see if there's different...
You have to think that they have to also make this work for players who aren't even going to know wall jumping are in the game. So like once they learn that they can jump off walls, they'll see, oh, there's fucking tile on this wall. That means I can jump off of it.
But every map... Okay, we haven't seen those tiles on literally any other map but Blackheart also. So like... You just can only wall jump on that map.
We haven't seen a lot of gameplay, though.
Yeah, but look at all of fucking... Hold on. Here, I'll just keep this up. Fuck me. Okay, here's Blackheart again.
And it's not necessarily going to be a tile, but there's going to be a marker. There's going to be a marker. I found on another map right here. Yep. It's not going to be all walls, I'm telling you. Go to 1010 and pause it. Okay. Those walls on that map have little arrows that point up. It's going to be specific walls only, guaranteed.
Where at 1010 are the arrows?
1010. Look at the wall behind the character behind that rope coming down. At the bottom of those walls, there are arrows that point up. You might have to go forward like a little bit more to get a better look. Your image is kind of blurry. But that's like a marker again that is a wall that you can jump off of.
Where? Look at my stream. Where?
I don't. Just go forward like a second, or like not even a second. Just press spacebar and pause it like right after or something. I don't know. I'm looking at it clearly on mine.
Yeah, hold on.
I can just post something in internal for you to kind of glance at so you know where to look. So there's a picture I just posted in internal of my perfect view.
Okay, yeah.
And there are little arrows that are kind of pointing up. It's essentially an arrow.
Oh, yeah, I see it now. The white, okay, yeah.
So whatever that is, that's obviously a marker of a wall that you can jump.
Okay. But then, if we go to like... Hold on. Shit. Trying to find, they were showing off Raid a little bit. Like in this video here, when they're like showing off Raid, like here's a whole screenshot of Raid. I don't see any arrows or anything on any of these walls. So like, can you just not wall jump on any of these walls?
Can't.
Dude, imagine.
I think all maps kind of have... All maps seem to have their own little designated marking of something that looks different. Because then also when you go to like 1024, 1023, it looks like, see, there's those tiles again with arrows that designate something. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's going to be nearly as many walls as we were assuming this whole time, though.
I guess we'll see. You got to think... If it were only certain walls, they would have said that, though. That's my thing. Okay. But you're right, it is Activision.
The leakers or the devs?
The devs. They've talked about it enough now to where like it would have come up, surely, right? So, yeah, we'll find out. I don't know. According to Jakin, J-God said it's any wall. So, I don't know if he's lying.
So you can bounce off the walls in Raid, yeah. So maybe they just kind of I think for each map almost like you can, I don't know, like the walls you can jump off will be a certain color. It'll be obvious and it won't just be any random wall that you see on the map. I don't know. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Game's gonna suck either way.
We'll find out. But yeah, I'm thinking it's any wall. So regardless, yeah. Whatever. So anyway, yeah, that's it. Unfortunately, there was not as much here as I thought there was going to be. But it was still something. And that's it. We'll be back on Sunday for another ep. Not entirely sure what we're doing. Hopefully we get some more info or something, or some more leaks. That would be cool. But otherwise, we'll have something planned for you. So, yeah, we will see you then. And I hope every wall can be wall jumped. That's what I always say.
So do I. It'd be cool if you could wall jump every wall and also they removed aim assist.
That'd be great.